What is it to be awake in these times? Greetings, dear ones. It's a delight to speak with you this day. Look around you. What do you see? So much that is wonderful, and so much that is enigmatic and questionable. Times of great duality, of dark and of light. I'm sure that you can sense there is a great deal going on the inner plane in these times, and you are right. When you come to earth, you come to evolve, you come to have the most extraordinary experience of these extremes of dark and light, night and day, so-called bad and so-called good, choices all the time for you to make in your life, paths that you could take, that you do take and perhaps lead nowhere, and paths that lead you to the greatest and most wonderful experiences. How do you know whether you are awake to the most wonderful possibilities at any given time in your life? How do you know? What tells you that you're having the best time you can have, that you've made the best option, choice this day, this time in your life? And right now upon your earth, what are the choices? What does it mean to be awake? Have you noticed what's going on? Does anything alarm you? Are you concerned about anything? Have you noticed that some of the changes are really, well, that you could say they're beneficial? You might be spending more time with family and friends, that you're close to. You might have a better experience of the quietude of nature. You might be experiencing a lot of peace in some of the elemental places, in the oceans and the rivers. Perhaps there's less traffic on your roads. Perhaps there are indeed environmental advantages to the lockdown that is happening in your society. Or perhaps you are someone who is actually experiencing serious trauma. Maybe you have lost your business, or you're experiencing poverty and disablement at this time. Or perhaps you are experiencing a lot of fear where you are living in the world at this time. There are literally so many possibilities, and that is one of the great hallmarks of your time, the great variety of human experience that is possible even at this time. And you might think, well, I didn't choose to have a bad experience. Why am I having such a difficult experience at this time? Or you might notice, well, I'm not really having a difficult experience at all. I'm having a really easy time. And you might think, well, why is that? Why are some people having it easy and some people having it really hard right now? And how are your compassion levels? Because this is all part of being awake. That being awake means being aware, means being conscious, means loving, essentially. How capable are you of being in a state of love at this time? Because to be awake means to be aware of your divine origin, of the source of your being, which is love. Are you feeling in your power right now, the power of your love? Are you feeling able to be luminous, light-bearing, kind, Are you able to bring forward your healing energy? Are you feeling free inside, even if you are following your laws and regulations and, whatever curtailments are upon you? How are you feeling about it? Are you angry? Do you feel marginalized? Do you feel shut down, oppressed? How are you? Because your awareness and your awakeness is going to be speaking to you, each one in a very different way. And are you able to own that, to see that different people are legitimately, authentically having different experiences right now? Are you in judgment of beings who seem to be acting with a lot of fear? Or do you understand that for some people right now, some entire nations even, they have ancestral memories and, they have been treated badly for a very long time. Some races have had oppression for so long that this is very triggering, this situation of past memories, of torture, of imprisonment, enslavement, all kinds of memories coming up for so many different beings in so many different ways. Are you able to countenance that and stay out of judgment and stay in compassion? And if your option is to feel free, to feel elevated, to feel that you can do something, then are you able to stand up and do it? Are you able to have a voice, to speak up for the oppressed, to really bring the best forward for those who are perhaps in your local area, in your surrounding? Or perhaps you are someone who wants to speak in a more global or international way to the consciousness, to the whole consciousness of humanity. Because for sure there is an opportunity at this time for a global awakening, and that means an awakening of loving consciousness, of kind, compassionate treatment within all of humanity, of one human being with another, of one species with another, as in the animals, the birds, the water beings, the earth itself. And so I ask you in that way of awakening to consider what that means for you. Are you feeling enabled? If you're not feeling enabled, can you enable yourself? What could you do this day to awaken the enablement of the freedom of your spirit? Because the freedom of your spirit does not in fact depend upon, in that sense, the circumstances or the situation of your body, heart and mind. Wherever you are, yes, of course, it's going to make it more or less difficult for you to feel free in your spirit. But you can still bring compassion into your life, into your day. You can still bring love in. And love always comes from the freedom of your spirit. So it is always the hallmark. It is always the question you ask. How is my heart today? How is my capacity to love and care for myself, to lift up my own spirit, to connect to the source of all life, light and love within me, which we can call the divine, or we can call the universal intelligence? Words do not matter. What matters is the energy of love flowing in to heal you and to heal all those who come forward to connect with you. For Chung Fu, this is what it means to be awake at this time in your world. To be a conduit of love, of consciousness that is freeing and uplifting one for another. That if you see your brother or sister suffering, you bring your compassion in, you bring your understanding, you bring your ears to listen and to help that person, to bring them the resource of your love. Maybe only for 5 minutes, and yet 5 minutes of love can be literally life-changing for someone who has been very lonely, who has been suffering from great fear, who has been in isolation, who has found it difficult to come forward and bring their love for themselves forward. All the time, to be awake for Chung Fu means to inspire love, to inspire hope, to inspire compassion and kindness and understanding, to model divine presence in your person in the most simplest of ways. So, beloved, if I can help you at all with your own problems of pain or suffering, of course I am here, and you can reach out to me on the inner plane, but also you can come forward and talk to me. And I'm offering you all kinds of possibilities to journey with me. As are many ascended beings and teachers coming forward into your world, I'm offering you courses to help you process fear, pain, abuse that you may have suffered in this other lives, and that might be stopping you at this time from entirely awakening and bringing in the fullness of your higher self presence, which you are destined to bring in. That is your soul's path here upon the earth. So do come and inquire. I am doing presently a course which I'm calling You Are the Rainbow Warriors of the Light. If you are here listening to Chung Fu, you have been called to create the new earth. There are many ways to work on yourself, to bring forward the best of you, to help the parts of you that have suffered in these other lives, to heal yourself, to bring all of yourself back to be present here upon the earth, to be able to join the vast wave of humanity who have come here to create beauty, peace, and love, to join together to create community, to create new forms of living in harmony with the earth, with each other. So I really look forward, beloved ones, to working more deeply with you as we go forward together to co-create beauty, harmony, peace, love, truth upon the earth. Blessings and peace to you all.